Alright everybody, how's everybody doing this morning? It is JMPL GT4 here, about to discuss Texas A&M's football game today against the UAB Blazers. Alright, where to begin? Let me just give a brief overview of the last few weeks, what we had and what I thought about those. A&M started off on the 5th of September against New Mexico. Completely blew them out, 42-6. 606 yards of offense, completely amazing. I was just so happy after that game, unbelievable. Last week they played Utah State. I was actually there at the game, just behind the south end zone. It was awesome. They kind of, I saw them do something in the second game that I did not see them do in the first game. And that was towards the end of the game, the last 6-8 minutes of the game or so, they allowed Utah State to make a game of it. They had a hefty lead. And they allowed Utah State to come back into it. With a minute and a half to go, down by 8 points, Utah State kicks an onside kick and recovers. That could have been a scary thing for A&M, had it not been for, the defense to actually wake back up again and step up and stop them. That was too close of a call. I will say the last 2 weeks, something that I have not been very happy with are the penalties. There have been an excessive amount of penalties, and right now A&M's got the #1 offense in the nation, total offense. I think the numbers are 589 yards per game. That is completely and totally amazing, especially for A&M. I hate to say that because, I want to think my team is always going to be great, but we haven't had that here at A&M for a while now. And I think that, I'm completely and absolutely thrilled about it. In addition to that, we have Wachiku. He's doing a great job as a freshman. Kristen Michaels doing real good as a freshman. He's actually, I think, on one report, I can't remember which one it is exactly, but he is number 5 in the nation, I think, in all-purpose yards. That would be offense or special teams, I believe, is what it is. So he's doing a phenomenal job for us. Alright, let me talk a little bit about our game today. We have A&M versus UAB Blazers. What I'm going to do here is give 5 keys to victory. What I think A&M needs to do to pull out the win. And then I might give a short injury report. And then we'll move on from there. Okay. Top 5 keys to victory for A&M to beat UAB today. UAB's quarterback, Joe Webb, from what I hear, is a very, very versatile, very, very fast, not fast, but he's a dual threat quarterback, okay? He can throw like hell. A lot of times, the offensive plays that are run are specifically designed around this quarterback. I think that it would be beneficial for A&M to start there and focus there. What they need to do simply is in the pass rush, they need to get pressure on Joe Webb. We need to work on, I didn't see it as much as last weekend against Utah State, the form blocking. It was not that, form tackling. It was not that great. They did have some issues. There were a lot of missed tackles. They got back into our secondary, and our secondary had to take care of it. It shouldn't be like that. We need to do a better job of containment, keeping them in the backfield. We all know Von Miller's having a spectacular year. He had 3 sacks last week against Utah State and 3 previously the game before against New Mexico. Right now, he's leading the nation in sacks, I believe. Phenomenal job by Von Miller. So, number one key to victory, though, put pressure on Joe Webb. We've got to get as much pressure as possible on him. With pressure, you know, you have he has a young receiving core, I think, and with that pressure on Joe Webb, sometimes you can turn it into a turnover, okay? That's all I'm saying. And that's another thing A&M's done a real good job of, is keeping, getting turnovers from the other team and not giving up any turnovers. I think right now we've caused 4 fumbles, and we've yet to lose the ball. Hopefully that doesn't happen today, knock on wood. So, number one, put pressure on Joe Webb. Number 2, like I said earlier in the video, we need to cut down on penalties. It is completely and totally stupid that we could have so many penalties. I think the last 2 weeks we have had in both games over 150 yards. Some of them you can't help, you know, but for the most part, if it's a false start, something's going on like that, there's no excuse for it, guys. Come on, okay? You got to think about it this way too. Right now, A&M is number 1 leading offense in the nation, okay? We have all of these penalties. If we didn't have all these penalties, where would we be? We would be blowing the rest of college football out of the water with our numbers. We need to cut down on penalties. If we want to be a force to be reckoned with this year, we must. That's all there is to it. Okay? Number 1, pressure on Joe Webb. Number 2, cut down on penalties. Number 3, we need to win up front on both sides of the ball. Okay? We need to keep as much pressure off of our quarterback, Gerard. We need to block good up front. I think that I heard rumor that true freshman Steven Barrera is going to be looking out for Gerard on the left side, left tackle position, due to some injuries and them needing to move some people around. So I think he will be the guy to look to for today's game. On the defensive line side of the ball, we have Von Miller, obviously, okay? Von Miller, like I said before, is, you know, leading the nation in sacks with 6 total, 3 per game. Today, the left tackle that's going to be on that side of on the other side of the ball, his name is Matt McCants. Huge guy, 6'7", almost 300 pounds. This is going to be somebody Vaughn might have a little bit of trouble with. Hopefully he will be quicker and will be able to, I guess, you know, maybe dance around him a little bit and get back to that quarterback and put as much pressure on him as possible. It's crucial that they both win on both sides of the ball, on the offensive and defensive sides, in order to ensure our win today. I think that's going to be one of the biggest factors. And like I said again, number 4, here comes number 4, we need to win the turnover battle. We've done it so far. We're doing a phenomenal job. I think we put 1 ball on the ground so far, but we recovered it. So you got to think about it this way, guys. You know, if they for some reason don't, you know, make any turnovers today, and we make a few, but we're having a phenomenal job on offense, that kind of becomes, it kind of wipes all that clean. You know, y'all are pretty much about equal at that point, because they're getting the ball more, and you're not getting the shot at scoring more because you're giving the ball up. So we got to win the turnover battle. We can't let them dominate that section of the game. And the last thing that I have to say, next week they play against Arkansas. They cannot do this, guys. They cannot look past today's game. Arkansas. They have to be focused on UAB today. Well, guys, I think that's just about all I got. Injury report, right quick. Lee Grimes, out indefinitely. Jeff Fuller, broken leg, out indefinitely. Kristen Michael, probable for today. They got to do those things today, like I discussed. Put pressure on the quarterback, cut down on penalties, win in the trenches. They got to win the turnover battle, and they can't look ahead to next week's game. It's going to be nationally televised. Giga Maggies, Bleed Maroon forever. Farmers fight and beat the hell out of UAB.